There's a peculiar suffering that comes with awareness, a kind of exile that happens not when you leave the world, but when you begin to truly see it. You sit down to watch a movie everyone loves, and within minutes, you're analyzing the manipulation tactics, the propaganda, the tired formulas. You're at a party, and instead of enjoying the moment, you're observing the social performances, the masks, the desperate need for validation in every conversation. You used to enjoy these things. You remember when a movie was just a movie, when small talk was comfortable, when you could lose yourself in the moment without your mind dissecting every layer of what was really happening. But something changed. You woke up. And now, you can't go back to sleep. Today, we're exploring one of the most painful consequences of consciousness, the loss of simple pleasures. This isn't about being cynical or superior. This is about the genuine grief that comes when awareness strips away the capacity for innocent enjoyment. Alan Watts once observed that the price of consciousness is the loss of unconsciousness. And with that loss comes something most people never talk about. You can't enjoy things the way you used to. Think about a child watching a magic show. Their eyes light up with wonder. They believe in the magic completely. Now think about you watching that same show. You see the sleight of hand. You recognize the misdirection. You appreciate the skill, perhaps, but the magic is gone. This is what happens to conscious people with almost everything in life. You can't watch the news without seeing the agenda behind every story. You can't scroll social media without recognizing the performance, the carefully curated highlights, the desperate need for external validation. You can't attend social gatherings without feeling the weight of all the unspoken truths, the polite lies, the surface-level connections that everyone pretends are meaningful. The veil has been lifted, and you're left standing in a world where everyone else still sees magic, while you only see the mechanics. This creates a profound loneliness. Not the loneliness of being physically alone, but the loneliness of being awake in a world that's sleeping. You're surrounded by people, yet you feel completely isolated because you're experiencing a different reality than everyone around you. They're immersed in the movie. You're watching both the movie and the audience watching the movie. They're dancing. You're observing the dance and wondering why everyone agreed to pretend this matters. And here's what makes this particularly painful. You can't explain this to people without sounding arrogant or depressed. If you try to share what you see, you become the problem. You're the one ruining the fun. You're too negative, too critical, too intense. So you learn to stay quiet, to nod along, to perform enjoyment while feeling nothing but a hollow awareness of the performance itself. Watts spoke often about the nature of the game we're all playing. He suggested that life is a grand play, and we're all actors who've forgotten we're acting. The tragedy of consciousness is that you remember you're in a play while everyone else remains blissfully immersed in their roles.
All right. Everybody ready? You're in curtain call. Yeah, you. All right, lights please. Everybody remember their lines, right? We rehearse this every day. Everybody got it, right? All right. Let's get into it. Action. Ecclesiastes 7:7. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart. All right, cut. I think that was the line. Pretty sure of it. It was right. So let's rehearse this play over and over again as we awake in this reality inside of the wicked's oppression. Because we are mad. We have awoken. The madness comes in the awareness of the oppression, of the cynical sense behind the direction of the wicked. Because you see, once the veil is lifted through the spirit, you start synchronizing your lines and analyzing them, and notice that you've been on this stage rehearsing and reenacting this play over and over again. But once you realize this, you break character, and that's when the madness from the oppression begins. But there's comfort inside of this madness. Remember that comfort, because surely oppression on this stage, on this play, shall rewire your brain into awareness or madness.
Donald Trump returned to the Oval Office 1 year ago. On day one, he signed 26 executive orders. By the end of his first year, that number reached 225. Here's how a year of Trump has reshaped the U.S. and the world. More than 600,000 people have been deported from the U.S. so far. More than 1 million more stripped of their status as legal immigrants, and others have left voluntarily. Trump also banned immigration visas for people from 75 countries. On his orders, ICE agents pursued immigrants who, on average, made 821 arrests a day. More than 70% of detainees had no criminal record. One American, Renee Nicole Good, was shot dead by an ICE agent. Trump hit friends, neighbors, and foes with tariffs. China got hit the hardest. The money raised filled U.S. coffers, but it also cost each U.S. household an average of about $1,500 a year in higher prices of consumer goods. His tax-cutting Big Beautiful Bill amputated $1.4 trillion from Medicaid, SNAP food benefits, and student loans. This affected more than 40 million Americans. Elon Musk came to Washington with a chainsaw, tasked by Trump to trim government fat. When his Department of Government Efficiency was done, more than 300,000 federal jobs were gone.
Wait. Speaking of Elon Musk, places, everyone. Places. All right. Hit them lights. Action.
This is the story of how the world's richest person, the owner of Tesla and X, bought the global town square, then corrupted it before using his immense wealth to help elect a convicted felon. April 14, 2022. Elon Musk makes an unsolicited offer to buy Twitter for $44 billion. He claims the site has become politically skewed and says, for Twitter to deserve public trust, it must be politically neutral. October 27th, the deal goes through. The next evening, a far-right conspiracy theorist breaks into the San Francisco home of Democrat House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, intending to kidnap her. Pelosi is away, but the man attacks her husband Paul, hitting him repeatedly on the head with a hammer. Paul Pelosi escapes with his life, but requires surgery for a fractured skull. While most people take the chance to decry political violence, the new owner of Twitter, Elon Musk, posts a tweet sharing an entirely false claim that Paul Pelosi was in fact injured in a drunken fight with a male prostitute with whom he was involved. Musk includes a link to a false claim on a website that has a history of publishing conspiracy theories, including a story asserting that Hillary Clinton is dead and has been replaced by a body double. Musk's post is retweeted 24,000 times before he deletes it. November 18th, Musk's Twitter starts to unlock previously banned accounts. Misogynist far-right influencer Andrew Tate was permanently banned from Twitter in 2017 after urging women to, quote, bear some responsibility for rape. Now he's back. Tate posts, I've decided to fly to the failed state of California, walk into Twitter HQ, and tell @Elon Musk he's a legend. On my way. 2 months later, Tate will be arrested in Romania on suspicion of human trafficking, rape, and forming an organized crime group. December 8th, 3 members of Twitter's Trust and Safety Council resign. In their resignation letter, they cite research that found slurs against Black Americans and gay men jumped 195% and 58% respectively since Musk's takeover. 3 days later, the remaining members of Twitter's Trust and Safety Council are dismissed. Musk then tweets that, quote, my pronouns are prosecute Fauci, a reference to a conspiracy theory that the COVID crisis was exacerbated by America's top infectious disease doctor. December 16th, having claimed he's a free speech absolutist, Musk bans @ElonJet, a Twitter account that tracks the movements of his private jet using publicly available data. Musk also bans the accounts of a number of journalists who have written about @ElonJet. February 12, 2023. Ahead of the Super Bowl, both Musk and President Joe Biden tweet their support for the Philadelphia Eagles. Biden's tweet is seen 29 million times, Musk's just 9 million times. Incensed, Musk leaves the game early and calls an impromptu meeting of Twitter engineers at 2:36 a.m. Their job? To change the Twitter algorithm to artificially inflate the reach of Musk's tweets by a factor of 1,000, making him the preeminent presence on the site. July 23rd, Musk announces Twitter is now called X. August 25th, Donald Trump, once banned, returns to the platform by posting a picture of his mugshot from Fulton County Jail with the words, "Election interference, never surrender." Musk reposts the shot. 4 days later, X reverses Twitter's long-standing ban on paid political advertising. November 15th, in a post promoting the racist conspiracy theory that Jewish people are importing immigrants to America to fix elections for Democrats, one X user writes, Jewish communities have been pushing the exact kind of dialectical hatred against whites that they claim to want people to stop using against them. Musk replies saying, "You have said the actual truth." In response, several advertisers, including Disney, Warner Brothers, and Comcast, paused their advertising on X. Musk then tells advertisers concerned by hate speech on the platform,
"Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself." Is that clear?
Over subsequent months, Musk will become obsessed with the false claim that Democrats are allowing immigrants into America to create more Democratic voters, in effect, stealing the coming election, sharing the claim numerous times with his followers and pushing it to tens of millions more who choose not to follow him. A year later, it will be revealed that Musk, a South African immigrant, worked illegally in the U.S. in the 1990s. November 25th, on X, Musk boosts the Pizzagate conspiracy theory, a long-debunked claim alleging high-profile Democrats ran a pedophile abuse ring from a Washington pizza restaurant. March 25th, 2024, Musk loses a lawsuit against the Center for Countering Digital Hate. He'd sued them after they flagged a rise in hate speech after Musk bought Twitter. In his ruling, a U.S. district judge calls Musk's case vapid and says this case is about punishing the defendants for their speech. May 2024, Musk creates a political action committee which he calls America PAC. Its objective is to mobilize 1 million Republican voters in swing states in an effort to hand the election to Trump. Musk commits to putting tens of millions of dollars of his own money into the Get Out the Vote push and clears his calendar every Friday morning for 30 to 60 minutes to meet with the team he's assembled to run the effort. July 14th, Musk calls Trump on behalf of J.D. Vance, urging Trump to select Vance as his running mate. Vance says abortion is murder and insults women who haven't become mothers.
A bunch of childless cat ladies who are miserable at their own lives and the choices that they've made.
Musk's phone call is part of a broad effort by Silicon Valley billionaires to ensure Vance is selected. The next day, Vance is unveiled as Trump's vice presidential candidate. September 6th, Trump says that if he wins, he will appoint Musk to head up a government efficiency commission.
And Elon, because he's not very busy, has agreed to head that task force.
The idea came from Musk, whose companies are currently facing at least 20 federal investigations. If he gets the role, it would give the world's richest man the power to regulate the regulators who hold sway over his companies. Last year alone, his companies were promised $3 billion across nearly 100 different contracts with 17 federal agencies. September 9th, Musk spreads a conspiracy theory that immigrants in Ohio are eating people's pets. The following day, Trump repeats the slur during the presidential debate with Kamala Harris.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs.
The false claim leads to multiple bomb threats against the Springfield immigrant community. September 15th and 16th. Over a single weekend, Musk amplifies a conspiracy theory that ABC leaked sample debate questions to the Harris campaign, falsely claims that the Dems want to take your kids, further fuels racist lies about immigrants eating pets, shares with his nearly 200 million followers on X that Trump must win to, quote, freedom and meritocracy in America, and insinuates that it is suspicious that no one is even trying to assassinate Biden and Kamala, adding a thinking face emoji. The U.S. Secret Service confirms that it is aware of the post. The White House issues a statement saying violence should only be condemned, never encouraged or joked about. This rhetoric is irresponsible. October 4th, Musk posts, "Unless Trump wins and we get rid of the mountain of smothering regulations that have nothing to do with safety, humanity will never reach Mars. This is existential." Musk is the owner of SpaceX and stands to make billions from US government space contracts. October 5th, the user handle @America is taken from an X user and given by Musk to his America PAC. That evening, he joins the former president on stage in Pennsylvania, jumping about wildly.
Fight, 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 vote, vote, vote.
By now, he's moved with his senior team to a war room in a hotel in Pennsylvania to focus full-time on the Trump campaign. He speaks to Trump multiple times a week, is doing a series of pro-Trump town halls across the state, and has recruited lieutenants from his companies to join him. October 15th, legal filings from Musk's Political Action Committee show he has personally donated at least $75 million to the effort to re-elect Trump. October 18th, it's revealed that another Musk-funded group called Future Coalition PAC is targeting Muslim voters in Michigan and Jewish voters in Pennsylvania with diametrically opposed political advertisements about Kamala Harris. In areas with large Muslim populations, the group is painting Harris as a close friend of Israel and is suggesting that she's beholden to the beliefs of her Jewish husband. But in areas with large Jewish populations, the ads say Harris panders to Palestine. Simultaneously, Musk is offering $100 to any Pennsylvania voter who signs his online petition as part of an effort to build a list of likely Trump voters. He also starts giving away $1 million a day to a randomly chosen voter who signed the petition. October 19th, it's revealed that the Building America's Future PAC, another Musk-funded campaign group, is impersonating the Harris campaign by setting up a fake website containing fake policy positions, then sending out text messages driving voters to the fake site. October 24th, it's revealed that Musk gave his America PAC a further $44 million in the first 16 days of October. October 25th, the Wall Street Journal reports that Musk has been in regular contact with Russian President Vladimir Putin since 2022. October 27th, Musk speaks at the now infamous Trump rally at Madison Square Garden, a gathering characterized by racism, misogyny, and threats of violence.
USA! USA!
Musk has posted more than 3,000 times on X in the last month, including dozens of unfounded claims about the election which have been viewed hundreds of millions of times. Apart from Trump himself, Musk is now the single biggest spreader of election disinformation. November 5th, Trump wins the presidential election. Elon Musk, a far-right conspiracy theorist, has succeeded in using his immense wealth to help swing the election in favor of a convicted felon.
Alright, cut, man. You're supposed to follow the money. Know your lines, man. You have to follow the money. On this stage, this play is intricate unto the money. For the love of money is the root of all evil, and the earth is given into their hand. Cut, man. This is all wrong. Look at this. Elon on X. X money coming soon. Upon this grandioso of a blockchain with this fiat-y X money. This is going to be one of the leading proprietary monetization fiats. All right, look at this, man. I'm going to only read a little bit of this. It says, for 4 years, Elon Musk has been telling us that X money would become a super app and a payments powerhouse. So a payment powerhouse. Yeah, because they're funneling through this blockchain the mark of the beast, right? Because this system upon this stage, remember that oppression that make a wise man mad. To be mad is to be aware and synchronized in the spirit. So yeah, a global powerhouse. And what? Remember that oppression that make that wise man mad. Remember what that madness is. Ecclesiastes 4:4 or 4:1, Salakia. So I returned and consider all the oppression that are done under the sun. And behold, the tears of such as were oppressed. The oppressed, right? That oppression that make you mad or aware. Those that are oppressed. And they had no comforter. Remember, I mentioned that comforter earlier. And no, or Salakia, and on the side of their oppressors, there were power, but they had no comforter. Let's see about that. John 14. Let's start at verse 16. And it reads, "And I will pray the Father, and he will give you another comforter." Remember, we just read in Ecclesiastes, they had no comforter. But what does it mean, or what does Yahushua mean when he says another comforter? Let's see. That he may abide with you forever, even the Spirit of truth, that comforter that Yahushua shall send when he sits on the right hand of Yahweh, that comforter, the Spirit of truth, whom the world cannot receive, because it seeth him not, neither knoweth him. But ye know him, for he dwelleth with you and shall be in you. So he dwelleth with us and shall be in us. But he shall send us another comforter. But through the oppressed eyes, we seem to not have a comforter. But through Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, see why they're following the money on this stage and orchestrating all sorts of combatants in the dark who seeth us and who knoweth us on that stage. We are comforted through this grand hug, this beautiful hug through the Spirit. Isaiah 51 and 12. I, even I, am he that comforteth you. Who art thou, that thou shouldest be afraid of man, that shall die, and the Son of Man, which shall be made as grass? Verse 13. And forgiveth, Salakia, and forgetteth Yahweh thy Maker, that hath stretched forth the heavens, and laid the foundation of the earth, and have feared constantly every day because of the fury of the oppressor. Remember that, the oppressor, as if he were ready to destroy, and were as the fury of the oppressor. So in the place of this oppressor that has taken this stage of engagement, the cameras are rolling, the lights are high, but we are mad. That madness, that awareness through the Spirit. But I, even Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, shall comfort thee. Let's go deeper into Isaiah 66. Isaiah, deeper into it. 13. And it reads, as one whom his mother comforteth, so will I comfort you, and ye shall be comforted in Jerusalem. All praises. So as that nourishing hug through the Spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. For we still have to be on this stage and a part of this play, but being mad, which that oppression maketh you, understanding that awareness of anger, to be aware. But that beautiful hug shall comfort you. Final precept. So remember, I, even I, am him that comforteth you, the Son of Man made as grass. This Son of Man in John, saying he shall send another comforter. But why another? Because Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, through that throne that Yahweh Shai sits on the right hand, He is a comforter and embodied as a comforter. And the comforter, I, even I, shall comfort you. Remember, careful as you walk on this stage. Keep your balance in righteousness. Don't trip and fall over props. Know your lines through the Spirit. Do not access and read the lines of the wicked to narrate his play. Be synchronized, because the Comforter shall comfort the oppressed in flesh and in spirit, for he is on the way. Psalms 23:4. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. Why? For thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. They comfort me. What is the rod and the staff? Well, that rod is synchronized for authority or power. So shall the staff be. They comfort me, the rod and the staff. Hence why Yahweh said another comforter, because that rod and that staff shall comfort you. They, both Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, and the Holy Spirit. Aman, Aman. Be careful on this stage, Yasharala. Remain spiritual, because the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. Remain spiritual. All right, peace them out. Turn these lights off the stage.